Welcome, everybody. My name is Jackie Pierce. Hopefully, you know that by now. I am your instructor for this course. And every Monday, I will be bringing you a video very much like this one. I like to call them my weekly walkthrough videos. And essentially, it's just exactly what it sounds like. We'll take a look at what's happening that week, go over any assignments that you have, give you important reminders, show you how to use tools if need be, and essentially get you ready for the week's work. So each time I will share my screen and I will have the course open in what is provided, which is the student view. So this is something that should look exactly like you will see it. My view is a little bit different if I'm in my own account. So I always turn on the student view because it is easier for you to see what's happening. So we are, of course, just getting started. So the first thing you want to do is to go through these first three items. You've got the Blackboard Ultra, which is a quick start guide for students. If you are brand new to Post, then it won't be a change for you. But if you've been taking classes at Post already, Blackboard is going to look different this term because we have upgraded to Blackboard Ultra. It is not difficult to make that transition, but of course it looks a little bit different. So things will take some getting used to for all of us, including your instructors, because we've been teaching out of the old version of Blackboard for a while now. And so even for us, it may be, oh my gosh, I don't know where to find these things. So have a little grace with everybody. I promise we will make it through together. We can overcome, we can do these things. As they say, you can do hard things. So let's take a look at the course information next. This is, of course, part of your first week assignment is to go through the syllabus, the assignment information, all of that good stuff. If we click on that, you'll notice that there's individual links. You should click on each one of these. One of these links, which you may come back to again and again and again, is called the Ask the Instructor discussion board. I do encourage you to utilize the Ask the Instructor board if you have questions about the course or about one of the assignments, things of that nature. I do always like to remind people, though, that because it is a discussion board, it is visible to everybody in the class. So if you have a question that is about your particular grade or some feedback that I gave you on an assignment or anything that is more what I would consider to be private in nature, you probably want to just send me an email and not utilize the Ask the Instructor. However, many questions that you might have are the same questions other people might have. So using the discussion board for that kind of thing is super helpful. And it saves me a lot of time if I don't have to answer the same question several times. So hopefully that'll be an active discussion board this term. We also have something called hallway chat. That is a non-graded discussion board, and I typically will not look at it unless somebody asks me to look at something on there. That is really for you to connect with your fellow students. If you were, say, for example, interested in setting up a study group or something like that, you might put out a call on the hallway chat and I can't guarantee that anyone will necessarily respond, but in some classes, I've had very active hallway chats, and in others, nobody has said a word. So it's unpredictable sometimes whether it's used or not, but it is there for you, and it's a good way to connect with with people who are going through the exact same things that you're going through because they're taking the same course. So good suggestions there. So please do go through each one of these. This is also going to help you get started with the MindTap account. That is our course content. That is our book, essentially, our ebook for the course. And so you'll need to get all of that set up early in the term because you're going to be using it throughout the entire course. Then we have student resources. Let me close that. We have student resources. This is a good reminder that you have access to a very powerful college library when you are doing your writing assignments and you need to find information. That is the place to go. You also have access to help on everything related to your education. So we have a writing center, we have a student success center, we have tutoring, we have all of those things available to you. You just have to make that effort to reach out for that help. And it is there. So it's a good reminder, and this is a good place to kind of remember to come back to if you are needing any additional assistance. Of course, you can always reach out to me as well. But sometimes you can get help with your own question before you can even get in touch with me. There's links in this that will help you with those resources. All right. Each week we have a new unit. So you'll notice units 1 through 8. That's 8 weeks. That's the term. There you go. 1 per unit. And so in each of the units, you will start by clicking on the title. Unit 1 is called Foundations of Academic and Professional Writing. And each time you open that, you will find the things that you need to do during this particular week. So in Unit 1, you're going to be looking over the video that outlines the course. So make sure that you view the video. It is bookmarked for you. You've got some additional things if you need to come back and review. It's got some links that you don't have to view the whole thing again, but there are individual pieces that will walk you through everything. And it also will allow you to get into the assignments once the course opens. Okay. All right, so course introduction. Next is the introduction discussion board. So this is an assignment. You're going to be introducing yourselves, and you should post it by the end of week 1. As long as you do it, you're going to get a good grade on it. Everything's going to be absolutely fine. This is not a high pressure assignment, but you do want to always read over what the prompt is asking you to do and make sure that in your post you do that. So let's take a look at that prompt. Welcome to FYE 140. Let's get to know one another and reflect on what writing means to each of us. Introduce yourself by sharing your name, where you're from, and describe how confident you currently feel about writing in academic and professional settings. What is one challenge you have faced with writing in the past? What is one strength you bring to your writing, even if you're still developing it? And then finally, describe how you hope this course can support your goals. When you are posting your own response, you do want to have a good solid paragraph, say 5 to 7 sentences. You can type it directly into this box. You can make it fancy. You can add headers. You can have a title. You can have normal type. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can change the font if you like. If you want a different font, there's all kinds of things that you can do to personalize this. You can make it smaller or larger. You can even add pictures. I would love it if everybody added a picture to their first discussion board. I think it's very helpful for us to all be able to see each other. So I will demonstrate again. I've given you other pictures, but let me put one in here. This is me at a recent race, 5-mile race. I was going to say 5K, but it was 5 miles. Looking pleased and glad that it's over. So when we click next, it will ask us if we want to put an alternative text. It's Miss Pierce running. There we go. Save. Now you can make it smaller or larger by doing that. And then of course you can type below it. Like I said, you can make it fancy. You don't have to make it fancy. There's all kinds of wonderful things that you can do. You can even embed a math formula. Please don't do that because I won't know what you're talking about. But you can also embed video, YouTube's, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Once you're done with it, you will click post and that will post to the board. This just the sample student, so I'm not going to post that. You can also save a draft and come back to it, but remember, you do have to hit post, especially in order to get graded. That needs to be on there. So make sure that you do that at some point. Okay. Yes. Next, we have the objectives and activities for the week. So this week we're focusing on composing a personal essay. We're going to have a short written response, analyzing audience tone and purpose, just demonstrating current writing abilities that will help me understand where you're coming from. And then, of course, the activities include reviewing the course information, saving the course syllabus, introducing yourself, reading, doing all the reading and video and all that fun stuff. And then you will have the graded assignments will be the Unit 1 discussion and the Unit 1 assignment. So those are your objectives. Typically, that will come before the discussion board. Usually the discussion board is afterwards, but you have, well, you have the real one afterwards as well, but the introductory one comes first. You should take these in the order that they come. That is designed to help you get through everything properly. Readings and resources will include all of the information that you are going to be looking at. This has got links to anything that you are asked to read. You will notice there are some articles and websites for you to read here. So you will take your time and read through those. You will also be reading chapter 1 and chapter 10 in the Mind tab information. So the link is not on this page, it's on the next page. In fact, we can click there, we can click this next button and go directly to that. Now, I have not set up a sample account yet, so I won't be able to sign in and show you what it looks like, but when you get yours all signed up, you will be able to sign in with your username and you'll be able to look at the course materials. So that's what this link will take you to, MindTap Readings and Activities. And then we have our graded assignments. So let's take a look first at the graded discussion board. You get points for doing the other one, but this is the one that's for an actual grade. Academic and professional writing often share goals, but differ in tone and expectations. The articles below are samples from different genres, personal writing and research writing. So you'll want to review both of the assignments, both of the articles. Those are linked in the readings and resources. And then for each sample, discuss how the writer's purpose and intended audience influence their word choices, structure, and tone, which features made one more formal or structured than the other. And then you're going to respond to your peers. So each week, you're going to post your own response by Wednesday night. And all this first week, if it's a little after that, it's not that big of a deal. But for the rest of the weeks, you want to keep those deadlines in mind. Wednesday is when the first post is due, and then your responses to others are not due until Sunday night. Please write at least a good solid full paragraph on your own post and at least 3 to 5 sentences that are specific and personalized to at least 2 of your classmates. It is difficult sometimes to think of things to say on discussion boards, and I understand that, but do not fall into the trap of trying to just go, that's great, or good job, or worse yet, having ChatGPT try to write your responses for you. Nobody cares what the computer thinks. We want to know what you think. So I know it can be tricky, but in this first one, give it your best shot, and I'll also give you some feedback that will help you as you go forward on that. Now, next one is the Unit 1 assignment. Now, it's not available yet because it is, the course is still closed. So, but I will go over the assignment with you. Let me see if I can access it if I turn off the student preview. Should be able to. Okay, so let's go into Unit 1. Okay, here we go. All right. So your writing assignment this week is to write what's called a Scholarships 360 essay. You are applying for a scholarship that requires you to write an essay responding to one of the three prompts below. What are your educational and career goals? How will a scholarship help you achieve them? Or describe a challenge you have overcome and what you learned from it. Or describe a leadership role you have held and how you made a difference. Choose one of the prompts for your essay and write 3 fully developed paragraphs. Practice writing in the first person point of view. And normally we won't do that in academic writing, but because this is a personal essay, you are able to say, I did this and I went there and I did these other things. Be sure to start each paragraph with a clear topic sentence and then support your ideas with details and examples from your life. A topic sentence starts the paragraph and focuses the reader by explaining the main point or the big idea. Now, you are going to use what is called APA style for every assignment, every writing assignment that we do. There is a link directly right here for the APA template. So let's click on that link and you'll see what this looks like. It's going to give you the option to download it. It's going to give you the option to, here's the template itself. So I'm going to click on the template. It's wanting me to download the whole thing, isn't it? Okay. So we're going to be using Microsoft Word to create your writing assignments. And you do have access to Microsoft Word for free in the course. In post-university, you have access to Office 365. Now, I have the full version of Word on my computer. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in Word. This is, in fact, the APA template. I have it saved, so let me open that. You will notice it has a page number. You have a title line. You have a place to put your first name and last name, the department name, post-university stays the same, course number and course name, instructor's name, and due date for assignment. So I'm gonna fix this and I'm gonna send this out to everybody so that you can use it for this first paper. Let's call this Unit 1 essay, a little about me. Oh, can't type today. Okay, first name and last name. Let's say our name is Nancy Jones. I don't know why. I just like that. We are writing this for the Department of English. If you prefer to put your major, that's fine, but you are in English. So it's this FYE 140, and the title is uh college writing. I don't know why my brain could not remember that, but it just didn't want to remember that. I also don't think I'm sharing the screen, so let me redo that for a second here. Okay, let's add. There we go. Now you should be able to look at the Word document. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have changed the title, we have changed the name, we have put Department of English, and then FYE 140, and it is just called College Writing. The instructor's name, of course, is Jacqueline Pierce or Jackie Pierce, whatever you want to call me. Do call me the right name though. And then the due date for the assignment is going to be a week from Sunday, which is, what is the date? Let me double check. I just I want to make sure I get the right date. I will usually do this, so you will have a new template each time that you can use. It'll be due on the 18th. So let's put January. Gosh, I can't spell today. Okay, 2025. Oh, 2026. Oh, First time I wrote it down and I got it wrong, of course. Now, the title gets repeated right here. So we called this Unit 1 essay a little bit about me. I'm just going to copy it. It's easier. And then this is where your 3 paragraphs will go. Each paragraph will be, 5 to 7 sentences long. That's a good length for a paragraph. And then each time you'll hit enter and start a new paragraph. And you'll notice that it is already set up for the first line indent. If it wasn't, all you have to do is hit the tab key and it will do that for you. Okay. Now, this particular paper does not have any research. So we are going to actually just delete the references page. Now, you're going to use that in most of your papers this term, but this time we don't need it. So we're going to get rid of all that extra space and all that junk. And we're going to save this as the Unit 1 essay template for FYE 140. And like I said, I will send this out in the announcement with the video so you will have access to it. Okay. That's what it's going to look like. Now, when you are ready to submit it, you are going to click on the assignment. Let's go back to the assignment. You're going to click on the assignment and it's going to give you a place to submit it. I believe we do submissions. No, contents and setting. I'm not able to see it because I am now in the instructor view, but you will be able to click on the link and then you will upload it. I will show that again. I will create a short video showing that when the course is actually open so that I can show you exactly what it will look like. Okay, but that's what your grade will be for this week. The 2 graded assignments are the discussion board and the essay, and you will also, of course, then have the introduction discussion board. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I am always available. So I will hopefully talk to you soon. I look forward to meeting you all on the discussion board. And do try to put a picture in if you get a chance. It just makes it nice. We can all see everybody. If not, I understand. But thanks, guys. Take care. See you next week.